Welcome! I'm greeting you from my windowless back room. I'm sorry I couldn't make it to open house tonight, but I'm going to do my best job to give you an overview with this video. So, I'm starting on the Canvas homepage. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but here we are. And yeah, let me just do a brief introduction. So, I'm Ms. Snowman. I've been teaching physics for about 25 years, 20 or so here at Ithaca. My philosophy of teaching is to make physics as inspirational and hands-on and understandable as possible. So I'm going to start with just this. If students miss school or whatever, the best place to come is to this homepage. All right. And the number one place to go is to go to the current agenda. All right. So if we click on that, it'll open up the physics agenda. And then you need to scroll down to today's date, all right? And so I'll just give you an example of one that I have here. So this was what I taught on Thursday. And as you can see, it gives you basically like a warm-up activity, which I call the do now, an agenda. If we have lab, there'll be a lab agenda and the homework due for that day. And you'll notice there's a bunch of links here. And that's because if students miss class or whatever, they can click on these links and it has like, this is the video we watched today. This is a picture of the assignment that is on Canvas as well. And the lab activity we're doing today. Often there's hints for homework and stuff like that on this. So if a student misses class, this is the number one place to go. Okay, let's kind of go back to that home page. And so this is the New York State class that ends in the physics regents. It's honors physics. And let's kind of look at the course expectations, which are right here. And I've got those opened up there. Okay, so as I said, this is the class that ends in the physics exam, the physics regents, which is one of the two hardest regencies in the regents bag of tricks that they have. So these are the units that we go over. So we started the year with kind of some introduction activities, and then we're deep into linear motion right now. From there, we're going to go into vectors and two-dimensional motion and projectiles. And we'll be firing rockets off in the football field, and I'm going to try to have students kind of like drop an egg on me as I walk underneath to teach about projectiles. And then we'll get into vectors and forces, go over the Newton's laws, and again, and we do a lot of computer and computer-aided labs, all right, including using, what do you call it, all kinds of fancy equipment to do force labs. We'll just say that. Right. And then from there, we move on to momentum and energy. And we do an egg bungee lab where kids drop an egg to design a bungee cord for an egg to try to give it the biggest amount of excitement and use properties of work and energy to determine how long to make that bungee cord. Then we go into electricity and magnetism, and we'll be building circuits and playing with magnets, learning all about electromagnetic fields. And then we do waves, so we'll do some color and some sound and light. And then we do a little bit of modern physics, so standard model of the atom, and we know what quarks are and things like that. And I also sprinkle modern physics out throughout the year because it's so cool and interesting. And just because it's not emphasized on the regents doesn't mean it's not a great thing for students to learn about. Excuse me. All right, some basic. Look over the basic classroom procedures. And if students, again, if they miss work due to absence, the best place to go is to go to that Canvas homepage and then go to the agenda slide. Okay. Let's see. Oh, one other thing I want to say is that with grading, some grades go in automatically, and Edpuzzle is one of those grades. And I want to say that if a student is doing an Edpuzzle, and they do it with a reasonable amount of attention, they're going to get a 4 or 5 out of 5 on that Edpuzzle. But what happens is the Edpuzzle will automatically send the grade into the grade book, and it often looks like a 0. If there were any open-ended questions, the default is 0. So the grade can look really scary for a second until I have a time to go in and grade it. So just letting you know that Edpuzzle grades, like other homework grades, I don't believe in grading you on your whether you're correct or not when you are still learning, right? So most of those things are effort grades, and I just want to warn you that Edpuzzle grades in particular, because they go right into Canvas, can look kind of scary, but I promise you they won't be. I curve them, and you should get a 4 or 5 out of homework on Edpuzzle grades no matter what. Contact me by my email. That's the best way to contact me if you have any questions, and have a wonderful night.